Hello, I'm Matt Bullock, the CEO of Spinify, and I just want to give you a quick understanding between Spinify and Hoopla. Fun fact, as people like to say, is that my previous company, which was a payments company that used to process $6 billion a year, we used to be Hoopla customers, and I had 80 TVs. So I know the product really well, and there's lots of things I didn't like about the product. So when I sold that company, I built this company specifically to address all the things that I didn't like in Hoopla. So one of the most obvious ones was that Hoopla would just give you a number. As in, you'd see the rep and you'd see a number, but there wouldn't be a progress bar. And I was amazed in this industry that no one actually built a progress bar. So I could have a score of 50 and the person next to me could have a score of 2, but the goal was only 10. Or the goal was 500 and we're all going hopeless. But there was no progress bar, so no one knew how good or bad they were. The other thing about Hoopla that was really difficult was there was only so many screens that you could use. Well, in Spinify, we have like 250 of them. And most of their screens, if not all of them, all had a sports type background about them. So if you weren't into American sports, and what that's really got to do with sales and gamification, I don't know, but that was the only thing that you could really do and change. The other thing that was really hard is that you set the metrics up in a separate part, and then you set the competition up in a separate part, and then you tried to stitch them together. So building it out took a lot of effort on the computer. We've done everything to make it really, really easy and simple, and spent a lot of energy on UX to do that. And our product has just grown immensely since those days of trying to look similar to what we do. So we have gamifications, points, badges, tiers, levels. They don't have any of that. We have AI. They don't have any of that. So the AI go, yeah, what AI, whoop-de-doo. Now, the thing about AI, when it comes to a sales gamification platform and recognition, is that every time something happens, you want that message to be a little unique and a little bit personal. Now, in a product like Hoopla, it's just the set message. It's just like an old-time mail merge. Person's first name, you did deal X. Freddie, you just did $500. Bobby, you just did $200. There's no personalization in it. And the same thing with the leaderboards and creating them. We have AI to help you choose the backgrounds, AI to create the backgrounds, AI to come up with the naming of them. We have AI for coaching, AI for the points and naming conventions there, and all the creativity stuff within Spinify is all using AI to make it ultimately more engaging. Because what I found was that staff just got bored. And the reason they got bored is because we couldn't change it. It was too hard to change it. It was too hard to keep it fresh. It just wasn't fun ultimately. And there was also limitations of where the data could go and what we could actually do with it. So that was painful. Now using something like an Intel stick, putting it on the TVs is much easier. And that's really what we're focused on, is just about trying to make the entire experience easier for the admin and more rewarding for the player, that they actually want to look at the TV and get excited by it. Recently, we've added in the ability to customize it to your company. So your branding, your colors, including in the back end for the admins. No one does that. So that's an important thing, because this is your brand on the TV. We've linked it to things like Teams and Slack, which I don't believe they've done anything of that sort. And it is ultimately now, at the time of this video, a product that's been acquired. And because it's been acquired by a company that makes digital menus in restaurants, it's become a very small part. So we've seen a huge number of customers move to Spinify, and it's really just disappeared from the market, which is what happens. So our product is far more sophisticated, far more open, far more focused on competitions, making them easy, and ultimately making them fun to get people to compete, to get the visibility of the data, to have the impact that you're looking for in your business. Hopefully this helps you understand our journey and how we started off using Hoopla and where we're at. And if you're using Hoopla, consider having a look at what we do and what we could do differently for you as a Hoopla customer.